and gentlemen, welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabe. Salon for All call it a global approach where we are the world. We are, of course, people of the world. So the only way we can make this world a better place is for us to have healthy dialogue or webinar in effort to see how we can make that difference. Today's webinar will of course gear towards youth empowerment, our future leaders from a global perspective, how they can best prepare or to become the next leader of the world. From time to time, our numbers in attendance will multiply. The goal is to also promote networking and multicultural differences and to see how we can benefit from these different cultures and perspective and above all skills that can prepare leaders to becoming better and productive citizens around the world. It is an honor once again to have each of them here with us tonight, this afternoon, or morning, or depending on where you're logged on or connected with us for today. Once again, we'll take a quick break. Please help us share far and wide so that way others can benefit from this wonderful webinar that we look forward to. Once we come back, we'll have them join us and then they will introduce themselves. We have different locations, different country around the world, representative from each country. Once again, welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. We'll be right back. Thanks. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television, where every voice matters. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. Always ready and determined to bring you current events from home and abroad. What to expect, wide focus or range of topics from political, family, relationship, empowerment, breaking news, both local and international, emergency topics, entertainment, both local and international, comedy, event affecting our various communities, political debate, educational session, exclusive interview with either local or international celebrities or high profile, showcasing up and coming artists, entrepreneurs, philanthropists. If it is happening, we're here to be that voice and the network to show it. If you have a story, let's share it, build it, and show it. Let us be your voice. Stay tuned to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television for more. Do not forget to subscribe to our Facebook page, our YouTube page, our Instagram page, and our Twitter page. And also feel free to visit our website. We thank you all for being part of the Salon for All Network family. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television.
I praise you, tell you thank you now.
You never leave me, you never forsake me.
All the things you do for me, tell you thank you now.
Even when the times get hard, but you still stand by me.
Jehovah, tell you thank you. Them no never me when the way don't die. Papa, I did tell you thank you. Your goodness and mercy they follow me every day. If not for you, I will cry out for them. Still alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm still alive, yes alive. I'm still alive, I'm alive,
Ebola, but I catch corona. I don't know the owner, but by now you know now. Say the short term, no more way it got to me. Pain them by low way it pass for me. Doctors and nurses never scatter we. If you know to God in power, if you don't batter we. 6 feet below ground, so get dust per we. But I tell God, thank you for me life. Thank you for me wife. Thank you for the people that way put in my life. And motor car bang me and not die. Kidney fail me and not die. Corona hold me and not die. The Lord way I deserve me they are.
Jehovah, I tell you thank you. The them not there pan me wonder where don't die. Papa, I dey tell you thank you. The goodness of mercy they follow me every day. If not to you, now say I for them. Still alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm still alive. Yes, alive, I'm still alive, I'm alive, I'm still alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, still alive.
I'm a testifier. The only Papa God way I the glorifier. For the life for it give me in this dunya. This I was a blessing where they drop on me body every night and day. I just say go higher. I did eat some mad column. Plenty money in my pocket. I this one go long. Then me say I not go better. Hey, you take it. I come up on the poop poop poop. Thank you Lord, you don't do one for me. I'm not better pass the one where they not much worry. Ebola and Corona don't come, but you still cover me. Baba make I don't say you thank you.
Jehovah, I tell you thank you. Me them not there pan me wonder where don't die. Papa, I dey tell you thank you. The goodness of mercy they follow me every day. If not to you, now say I'm for them. Still alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm still alive. Yes, alive, I'm still alive.
I'm a survivor. Yeah, with your mama. Yeah, whether you're not Christian or Muslim, we all get for meets. Papa God one fine day. Corona now that same number. In you carry me anti-go, you carry me padigo. Hey, bo. If not for the love of Jesus Christ, eh? Oh, Corona for don't carry me go, 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 go. If not for the mommy blessing, eh? Oh, una for be don't bury me. Oh, oh, oh.
Jehovah, I tell you thank you. Me them not there pan me wonder where don't die. Papa, I dey tell you thank you. The goodness of mercy they follow me every day. If not to you, now say I'm for them. Still alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm still alive. Yes, alive, I'm still alive, I'm alive, I'm still alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, still alive. Hey, from all the troubles that the world we don't come in and go, and all the icky take away don't send many good on. I'm still standing. Oh, Papa, now you. Hey, from all the natural disaster and all the illness, you keep me safe and you render me with goodness. I'm here standing. Papa, now you. Papa, now you. I thank you for the guidance, protection you saved me through. Papa, now you. Jehovah, I tell you thank you. Me them not there pan me wonder where don't die. Papa, I dey tell you thank you. The goodness of mercy they follow me every day. If not to you, now say I'm for them. Still alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm still alive. Yes, alive, I'm still alive, I'm alive, I'm still alive, I'm alive, I'm alive, still alive.
Jesenko, still alive.
D12 on the beat.
All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do is win, 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 win. I say I jump over it. Now hold you deep with me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. Now hold you deep with me, I jump over it. They will see it. I say they will, yeah, yeah. Say you forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. You forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When I can go here with Egypt, and when I feed in here with earth, when I need to hear with you. Yes, sir. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you was born to win, yeah. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. I say I jump over it. Now how you did with me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. Now how you did with me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. They can do what they do, and they can talk all they talk. They can do what they do. Hey, turn the fire the person, Holy Ghost fire the person. Turn the fire the person. All I do is win, 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 win. All I do is win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win, yeah. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. They will see a koro with a big eyeball. They will see a koro with a small eyeball. They will see a koro with a big eyeball. They will see a koro with a small eyeball. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say your time, now your time, nobody can stop it. I say I jump over it. Now how you did with me, I jump over it. All I did was win, 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 win. All I did was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win, yeah. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you were born to win, yeah.
The name of our organization is United for Salone. United for Salone is a non-profit social welfare organization registered in the United States with a broad focus on health, education, capacity building sector in service to women and children of within the undeserved communities of Sierra Leone. It started as an individual initiative from Madam Khadija Nabi, but it has become a national and international initiative. Our mission is to continually assist in elevating poverty through service to women and children through contributions in the health and education sectors and capacity building. Our vision to give women the capacity to increase their standard of living, to see that every child meet their basic necessity and not limit to promote girls' child education, to fight against early marriage and early pregnancy, to promote gender equality, empower the young generation for a brighter future.
Oh, oh, yo, oh, yo. I don't know how much I for praise we sweet Salone. Great and mighty, happy people, oh.
Mr. Number One. We get all the minerals that make we stand again. Land of treasure, your people love you all.
Now we know my God for what we and that's one. And for every seven wake up we good plan. Anything a power, one love, one peace, so.
Oh yeah, let we come together, let we walk as one. We follow what we grab, set not so like time. Welcome to the future, Salone don't go.
Sweet Salone, it don't even matter if you black or blue. Let we come together, let we build, we land, no. Unity in a power, one love, one peace, oh. Sweet Salone, let we step and let we come to one more. Hold on one another, tell them say I love you. Can you feel the nature, each smile and free, oh.
Yeah. Even when I close my eyes, I still see your beauty. I stand in the valley of freedom. Nobody can stop you, hero. The future now we hang in there, so no say come do evil. Oh God, come and say we surrender. You know we not gonna do without you. It's right. How many people we've been counting on, trust to make the right choice. Center we not the dark and then they move us down to backward. People say now them place with them for can't take all we comfort. Run with the zeal, come up develop where you come from. Wise up and notice all the beauty, all the nature. Get up, gotta wake up to a mother favorite culture. Stand out, let do the glory march into the future. Land that me love all hell glory, not me nation. Forget about the government, sure that you can do it your way. We know really get so much to offer, but we try and we all now and so political fighting. Life no go beautiful if we choose to lose. My people, let me come to one more. All I wanna know that I love you. Life go be simple, respect and adore you. Everything is possible if you believe, oh yeah.
After you don't use the toilet, you know wash the hand. How you feel and what's your own contribution?
Where I use the toilet and not wash me, I don't go feel because I don't have sickness at the day.
Okay, thank you.
We don't can talk to me now, you know, able to be, problem able to be. But when I do want people the way they come for come and sorry for you, that's surprising. They're going to not going to surprise you. Yeah, when I do message for you, some of you then I have to. When I walk man, one walk. If you let not be done, cancel. If you say when I let you go see how we do no small.
Masjid Ibrahim, we don't receive half bag of rice, we now 4 bags there. Inshallah, we hope say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make this continue between we, and by God in power, Jama, we will benefit when as when I say unreachly people, inshallah, this goodness here will go for them. The way how the Mami himself wants them, as well as the people them, when they facilitate this thing, inshallah. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us. Al-Fatiha, the zero. الفاتحة زهرا أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم.
The home of mercy incorporated. So now we don't candy for come give another gift to the kingdom and see members of the United as one for the sake of Mama Salone. Most of them do with them. We don't do the sharing, we don't do the donation. So where the mommy where the Eddie Center? But the mommy this where the Eddie Center do as soon as I don't see them, a big venture you don't make, so it needs support. We don't count the Home of Mercy Incorporated, they need support. If you see the motto that says suffer, not the little children. So the mommy they try much, make we give more help. We know they are in the diaspora when they watch this center need much help. So mommy, how you see to waiting where United as one for the sake of Mama Salone and don't do?
Well, we tell Papa God thank you for if they help when they don't begin start. We believe say as they don't start time, they will must continue inside Jesus' name.
So how you feel today? Oh, can give them gift here?
I feel happy.
So what you a message you will take to them, then say they list you.
But I ask them all, let them not forget you as they don't start time. May they continue for drum in the name of Jesus.
Okay.
I just want to say plenty thanks to United for Salon for this particular donation. At this very time of the austerity Nigeria, we will not think of we as brothers in carry election. I am for telling our plenty thank you. And even the one that really supporting our winner and I don't know that I am for telling plenty thank you. You know, really, not easy for like say a young person like Una at the age, really think of positive people like me. Some people can say we're not serious or not be able to do something, you know. But actually, I admire, I really happy. And I want to tell Una plenty thank you for that.
Before them we come pay a visit to we and come with the whole body, let God make the all go back.
Amen.
Amen. And outside this we sister outside it pool. We a member and brother them, and sister them. Let Allah multiply for us.
Amen.
What he pull so, let Allah get what he pass. Amen. Remember we let God member.
Inshallah.
Remember we let God continue for member.
Amen.
Them brothers them here, let God continue for give them.
Amen.
Life and body, let God continue for give them.
Amen.
Their homestead, let Allah continue for put blessing.
Amen.
We tell them plenty thank you. Tell them thank you. So Allah, we know we for pay them, but Allah, now we for pay them. Allah pay them for we good payment. Allah pay them for good payment. We let Allah thank you for the accident of the street. Accident of the street, Allah push us far away from. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى ال محمد وسلم.
صلى الله عليه وسلم.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى ال محمد وسلم.
اللهم صل على سيدنا
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر نفثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. قل أعوذ برب الناس مالك الناس إله الناس من شر وسواس الناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك السلام. تبارك الذي لا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم ربنا يا ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وارحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك إنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. اللهم سبحان ربك رب العزة والصلاة والسلام على الأنبياء والمرسلين عاقب دوام الحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.
The first I will share them call an Evan Garden Fresh Hope. Now we pass by, we can at this Muslim community because like Christian community we don't come out. We don't come na the Muslim community, na this madrasa, or we the land, then self get small to them, the all and get them wala and the land marabu. Because then the opposite with Fresh Hope. They not feel saying that just Christian no will share too. Then self na Muslim and I tell me talk to me a Muslim. And me self glad they are so proud to make a meet them between they are the land, the wala. So we self don't decide say forgive and then gift ya. So at the gift we bring camp. We get brother waiting a boat. We get brother waiting a boat. For one of the diaspora, this not Tony Bangali. Most of them go know. Na him we don't can a boat. Na him put on the boat. For make we run this program as a media team. In the production manager na Kiss 104. But he left all the program in our church. They say ends na united as one for the sake of our salon. He go come for make we join this. Tony na somebody una all know na him dey run housewife program. I will believe say the next donation will come for candle and bowl go for down housewife by God in power. We don't left all in program it with we and in name Tony Bangali. So Tony, ordinarily how you see the venture we don't take?
This venture is also very paramount and it's very timely because the way we are doing our own venture is like we are not choosing the general one we do. Not only with children who are affected with this Ebola, but all picking them when they are, especially this crisis system where picking them day together. And notwithstanding that they steal the land, the parents they still guide them and put them together for the land something. We're very, very important to the country at large. And this venture when I don't take so, let God bless.
Greetings once again. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. Once again, I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabe. Thank you so much for being patient with us. At this juncture, it is an honor again and a pleasure to have with us the beautiful people that make the world goes around, the wonderful ambassador from each country, maybe not all country in the world, like we stated earlier. As time goes, the number of attendance will increase. God willing, that is the goal. Having said that, let me pause here for now and bring them in as they came in. Let's start with Ambassador Banya. Come on in. Come on in and introduce yourself. Kindly check your device. Come on in, Ambassador Abdul Banya. Come on in. Please introduce yourself and your country. Kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Ambassador. Okay, I'm Ambassador Abdul Banya. I'm from Sierra Leone, representing the United for Salon.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being part of this wonderful webinar. Let's bring Ambassador Happy from Kenya, Nairobi. Welcome. Come on in. And once you're done, when you're not on the floor, kindly mute your device. Come on in, Ambassador Happy. Please introduce yourself. Welcome.
Thank you so much. My name is Ambassador Happy Alphonse. I work for Madare Peace Initiative Kenya, which is a peace building and human rights organization. We are one of slums in Nairobi. As you may be aware that Nairobi is the capital city of our republic. Thank you.
Welcome once again. Thank you. Kenya, representing Kenya. Let's go to Ambassador Daniel. I think I actually switched you guys in terms of how you came in. Sorry, apologize for that. Welcome, Ambassador Daniel. Kindly introduce yourself, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to the general public. My name is Ambassador Daniel Oluwaseun, and I'm representing Nigeria, where from as the National Coordinator of the Paris Foundation Nigeria, where we work on the youth empowerment on drug abuse.
Welcome once again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go to Ambassador Coker. Welcome. Welcome. Kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. I'm Ambassador Habiba Kuka from Sierra Leone, representing Girls Connect Africa and Happy Foundation Sierra Leone. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome once again. Let's go to Ambassador Ali Conte. Welcome. Ambassador Ali Conte.
Thank you very much. I'm Ambassador Ali Conte. Yeah, I am Ambassador Ali Conte. Thank you for the Director of Program.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It seemed like we missed half of what you said because of your internet. Try one more time, okay?
Okay, I am Ambassador Ali Conte. Thank you for the Environment Society. I'm the Director of Programs at the Washington Council. So remember to not take the time and don't remember to come to the
Welcome. Welcome once again. Let's go to the Republic of Guinea. Kindly come in and introduce yourself. Check your device. I think it's on mute. The Republic of Guinea, Madam. Okay, while we're waiting for her, let's get Ambassador Sheku Foya on the phone. He's also having issue with getting through. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Ambassador Sheku Foya. Come on in. Ambassador Sheku Foya? Yes, go ahead. Yes. Hold on one second. Let me just put you louder, okay? Hold on one second, Ambassador. Go ahead, Ambassador. Ambassador Sheku Foya, go ahead.
Good evening, all. My name is Sheku Foyo. I'm currently the County Director for United Personnel Union, Sierra Leone branch.
Welcome once again, sir. Welcome, welcome. Please be patient with us. Let's go back again to Ambassador Jalikatu from the Republic of Guinea. Come on in. Come on in and introduce yourself. Seem like she's having connection issue.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
My name is Jalikatu Umosisi. Hello, everyone. My name is Jalikatu Umosisi. I am ex-roommate to the Big Sister Empowerment Show and the CEO of Girls Heaven Women's Empowerment Organization from Guinea. Thank you.
We welcome you. Welcome, welcome once again. Let's go to Ambassador Fatmata Jarai Ba. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Ambassador Fatmata Ba, can you hear us? Okay. So having said that, we will move forward. Now, once again, welcome. Let me put this down, the volume. When you come back on, please let us know so that we can give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. First, we're going to start with the celebration of United for Salon, which is our non-profit organization back in Sierra Leone, which has been in existence for the last 17 years. We want to talk briefly on it before we get into today's webinar, the benefit or the background about United for Salon, which will be done by Ambassador Sheku Foya. Can you educate the general public as to what United for Salon is all about? And also we'll have a few questions for you regarding United for Salon, and then we go from there. Come back in. Welcome.
Thank you very much. United for Salon is a non-profit organization. It's a charity. We have, through the line, extended it to youth empowerment and also people the platform to exploit greatness. We have and from community branches to different states in Sierra Leone. As we're talking now, we have branches in Naki, we have branches in Bo, we have branches across the 16 districts in Sierra Leone. We have also participated in a lot of dialogue that have come up with success in decision making in this country through the leadership of the founder and CEO, Madam Khadija, where we also participate in a lot of dialogue sessions that have changed lives and empowered women and girls in this country. Over the years, we have also established a lot of relationship with victims of flood victims, victims of Ebola survivors, victims of Corona victims as well. We have also supported the government of Sierra Leone through the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, Gender and Children's Affairs, and through line ministries. As organizations, we have as well empowered a lot of young people that want to aspire for future leadership role in this country. And as a country director myself, as well, a lot of leadership roles, a lot of access in terms of giving the platform to save lives, leading other vibrant young people in this county, and as well young boy by then being part of the United.
We apologize for the internet interruption. So sorry. You guys have to be patient with us given the obvious when it comes to internet issue in some areas around the world. So we're having some difficulty with Ambassador Sheku Foyer. So we're going to let me know when you come back in. When you're more clear, then we'll bring you back in. That was the director, the country director of United for Salon, Salon branch. Again, we want to know, many will be curious as to what some of you may have benefit of learn from United for Salon. So let me bring in Ambassador Ali. Ambassador Foyer, can you hear us? Okay. Yeah, I know it seemed like we're having some type of glitch here and there. We'll come back to you, sir. So let's go to Ambassador Ali Conte. If many will be curious as to what United for Salon has helped to contribute when it comes to Sierra Leone as a whole, or what have you benefit from United for Salon? Come on in while we wait for Ambassador for you to come back. Check your device. I think it's on mute. And then Ambassador Banya will talk to you on that a little bit. The reason why I'm calling specific name, because they are the ones that have been a member of United for Salon per se. So do not feel that you're left out. So you're definitely going to be involved in just a little bit. So let's go back to Ambassador Ali. Check your device. It seems like it's on mute. And then come on in. You're still on. Good.
Are you guys can hear me?
Good afternoon, sir. Come on in.
Yeah, I think United for Sierra Leone have done a lot when it comes to helping the West Indian industry know. There have been a lot of organizations working towards the next level of work. They are not working on the ground, but we starting to volunteer to move for Sierra since the now country coordinate for other things. And I should have shot it all introduced me to the organization. And I think we have done a lot. Just me going to the ground, we going to my seats, and then see the impact of United for Salon. Because joining the group, that's the family that this generation is really putting. Wherever we go, all the people are already know United for Salon. I'm going to follow a camp to ask the since our padre, we see a lot of people coming. United for Salon is here, and also for the first victims at United States. Once they see people coming, they say, "Oh, United for Salon is here." So I think they have bridged the gap between people and the organization. Whenever United for Salon is there to give support and reach to the beneficiaries. Thank the people that are helping it here. Because we also learn from the practice.
Can I interrupt you a little bit? I apologize, Mr. Ali. Can I interrupt you for just 1 second? It seems like Ambassador Sheku is back. Since he's on the phone, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Ambassador Sheku, for you, kindly continue, please. So many will be curious as to if they were to want to know a little bit about United for Salon, how has it been a blessing to Sierra Leone or Sierra Leonean? Ambassador Foyer, come on in.
Thank you very much. We have established nationwide. Back then, it was just in Freetown, but we have as well established at community level and as well increased our membership at national level, meaning we have extended it in different states that we find ourselves in Sierra Leone. So we find that now United for Salon is in McKinney, is in Bow, is in different part of the country, as we rightly said. Currently, we have as well established a lot of relationship with government line ministries like Ministry of Health and Sanitation, Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs. We have been supporting them through the flood victims, the COVID-19, and the Ebola, supporting government through this particular crying time when we call upon our help. We have been the first organizations back then that have support the government through the Ebola epidemic, taking young people from Freetown to go distribute food items, clothes, different items that as well educates young people about the preventive measures of Ebola. back then, by then, a lot of people have different stuff about how the Ebola epidemic lives with people and how it will cure. So through our initiative and the help of the CEO of United for Salud, Madam Khadija, who enlightened us about the preventive measures of Ebola epidemic.
Thank you. Thank you.
Saved a lot of life back then.
Thank you.
We move as well to educate young people.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you getting me, please? Can I go on?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Carry on.
Thank you very much. There was another crying time in this country when we lost so many lives. Back then, it was the flood victims and mudslide. We are one of the first organizations that come up with 7 barrels of cloth, shoes, and items back then to distribute out to homeless people, women and girls, to support them with food and non-food items, and giving them a safer space for them, to provide facilities for them back then, and help save a lot of life in that particular time. It will be shocked to as well update you that till now we have been providing food item and non-food item to victims of flood victims and as well Ebola. Right recently we have an epidemic that not only in Selling but across the globe. That is the COVID-19, which people mostly call it coronavirus in Selling. This is another epidemic that we have lost lives. People are back then. United for Salon Strong Farm, with help of the CEO, to as well giving out educative message to teach people about the preventive measures of COVID-19 and and the use of face masks through our online platform. I have always been educating people. I was well giving back food item, clothes, shoe to people that are victims of coronavirus. United for Salon have not been giving out this particular charity only, but we have also been educating young people, but especially youth, on being productive, self-reliant, and as well self-esteem. We have also moved out a lot of leadership role in this county, helping young people to exploit greatness when and where necessary. To the extent that giving young people the platform to showcase their talent and exploit greatness. As organizations, we have moved from community to national level. And from national level in Sierra Leone, our vision currently is to see when we can take it across the globe. That is why we're seeing colleagues from Nigeria here today, you're welcome. We're seeing colleagues from Guinea, you're welcome. We see colleagues from other part of the country. This is to show that the vision is not only for Sierra Leone, but we want to extend it to other counties that we're here now today. It might be a fact that we're seeing few counties here today, but my task as the country director for Sierra Leone will ensure that I could.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Can you hear us? Seems like we're still having a break. Mr. Ambassador, can you hear us? Okay. All right. Okay, there you go. Mr. Ambassador, can you hear us?
Are you getting me?
Yes, now we can get you.
Hello?
Yes. Yes. So for us to explain. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Our vision is not only to help young people in Sierra Leone, but to see how best we can take United for Sierra Leone, where young people in Guinea will say United Guinea, where young people in Ghana will say United Ghana, where young people in Nigeria will say United Ghana. This is the vision. Today we're few. But the vision of the CEO and founder is to see the United for Salon transform from community level back then to national level back then in Sierra Leone to across the globe. This is our vision. And colleagues, if you're here, I have worked with most of you, and I know the enthusiasm you have been putting in empower young people across the different teams and expertise who want to establish it. And we have worked so far to ensure we reach this particular point. If you give me the platform to explain the good things you have done here, I will engage you from today in 1 month. I'll continue to explain key things that we have done so far. With the blessing of a woman who believes in herself, who continue to support more lives, including me myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to put your hands together for this powerful woman.
Stop it. Stop it. We're all in this together.
She's not only an Iron Lady, but for me, she's like a mentor, an admirer, and a super star to this nation.
You're too kind.
If my memory can serve me well, I've as well said that in one of my interviews in BBC 2 years ago, that if we have a woman like you, 3 of 4, Sierra Leone will be a safer space for all young people in Sierra Leone. And my wish for you is for one day to lead the social welfare ministry.
That is good. Thank you so much.
As a minister. Thank you very much. And colleagues, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Again, we're not going to cry here. We're going to celebrate. But one thing I want to ask is that how have the experience you have learned from, or the lesson you have learned from United for Salone, how have you used that as the country director to bless the lives of others?
Yes, that has been my thought for a while. Back then, I was just a young boy joining this forum. There was a lot of experienced young leaders that have been part of this forum, that have learned from as directors, that are now currently in Sierra Leone having a lot of big offices. If you can see, the former director before me taking office is now in different offices, and the other director is now working for the government of Sierra Leone. And we have seen a lot of expertise. Most of us are in Sierra Leone. Most of us are outside Sierra Leone. I have learned from them, and I'll continue to be grateful for them. One key thing that we share in United for Salone that we all are equal. We just have respect and put Allah above everything. We give every young people the clear platform to lead, and that has been my thought. If you could see today, I am one of the youngest leader United for Salone has ever produced. That simply means that they're giving every young people the platform to lead, no matter the age, no matter the tribe, no matter the region, no matter your circumstances. Funnily enough, we also have disability people that are part of us that have been exploited. So I've learned a lot, and this place has been a blessing for me, and I'll continue to give that particular expertise when and where necessary.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving us. You want to say something else? Okay. So thank you again, Ambassador Foyer, for giving us a background on United for Salone. So now let's go to each of you before we start the seminar. Of course, we did discuss a lot of important or significant points that are necessary to help build a great leader. So we will also address some of those in a little bit. But before that, let's hear about other organizations as well. Let's call on Ambassador Daniel from Republic of Nigeria. Give us a brief background. Sorry, I'm having a tongue twister about your organization back in Nigeria. Come on in, sir. Ambassador Daniel, come on in. Yes.
Thank you very much, madam. I use my experience on this platform this evening. Yeah, in a brief or in a concise, as time is, I happen to be the national coordinator of the Caris Foundation Nigeria, and Caris Foundation Nigeria is an organization where we tackle drug abuse and hooliganism in Nigeria. We have our mother foundation, or should I say, our background proceeds from Accra, Ghana. We started from Accra, Ghana, and that's where we have our founders. Then from there, we had to move down to Nigeria. Nigeria was actually the first vetted outlet from Accra. So we started from Ghana and then moved to Nigeria, and then we started in Nigeria in 2018 or 2017, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And ever since then, we've been mapping out, and we've been engaging, we've been moving in strength, and we've been establishing so many systems that would curtail the use of hard drugs or the taking of this substance by young people. And so far, in the past years, we have been able to impact so many young lives, even in the down suburbs of the countries and the local government. So, and as we speak presently, we have been able to develop a plan which I call an annual box for each victim of these young people that take this substance. And we are starting with the outreach for the first quarter of the year. We go out and we search and capture places that we have a lot of people that are engaging in this hard drug. And from there, in the second quarter, we tend to go back to those places, and then we bring in them into a board of council that we've arranged. We bring in them into a board of council, and then in the board of council, we have therapeutic and psychoanalysts that would take them through strides of engagement in their personal development and all. And then the third quarter, we all know that if you want to impact life and you want to change someone's orientation and perception of how they view things, you also have to empower them with employment, or you establish a business for them so that they can cope with their lives. So the third quarter of the year is actually a year where we bring in businesses or skills. And then we also conduct skill acquisition programs that will help them in enterprise building and all. Then the last quarter is where we bring them out to actually showcase them to the general public after this long term of intensive impact and empowerment. And then there we go, we have our victims out there, and then they are doing great with their life, and they are starting a new life. Some of them are even are starting lives of marriages and all, and so many, and then they're doing very good. So over time, we have been able to do this, and we are aspiring for more vision so that we can establish our dream in the country, where we have a resource center where we can have all these things there, where the young people can come in, and then these victims or those people taking this substance can come in there, and then they will attach themselves or attract themselves with one or two activities that we engage them in over time. Thank you.
Wonderful. You're most welcome. Thank you for sharing. Let's go to the Republic of Guinea. Come on in. And Mr. Happy, sorry, give me a second. Mr. Happy, come on in. The Republic of Kenya, Nairobi. Come on in, sir. Give us a background about your organization, please. Ambassador Happy, are you there? Okay, let's go to the Republic of Guinea. Come on in there. Check your devices on mute. Come on in and give us a background on what you have been engaged on, or the organization that you represent. Come on in. Welcome.
Thank you. Girls Heaven was named before Dream Team Foundation, and we changed it just after when I came from the Big Sisters Village.
I apologize.
I decided.
Okay, I apologize. Your device. Okay, say something again. For whatever reason, we can't see you on the screen.
It's on mute. It's on mute.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, check your device. It's still actually okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yeah, but for whatever reason, we cannot see you.
No.
All right,
Okay.
try it again. Try it again. No problem. Go ahead. Yes, we can see you now. Go ahead. Uh-oh. Sorry, the internet is acting up. It's not being friendly. The Republic of Guinea, can you hear us?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I am the CEO of Girls Heaven organization. It was called before the both organization because I called it the women's nest because of the country that I am from, and I wanted my people and young girls to understand what the organization was about. So I decided to change it as Girls Heaven because I see it as a safety place for young girls and sorry, and most of the things that young girls are going through. I think I should get in and go and let my voice go across and let me talk to the young because young girls, it's based on young girls. So I have to talk to the young girls that they can listen to me and together we can put up the empowerment for every other woman around me. Because I don't want it to be based in Guinea only. I want other women to benefit from it. So that is why we have the headquarters in Guinea Conakry and we have a branch in Sierra Leone. So Girls Heaven has been there for young girls who have been raped, young girls of young girls who are going through teenage pregnancy, early marriage, and some other problems, violence against women. Because Guinea has been a place where we don't consider things like that, especially teenage pregnancy and early marriage. So they see teenage pregnancy as a taboo. So in order to solve the problem, not for it to be a taboo, they decide to send their children into early marriage. So I think I have the voice to speak out, to stand out for young girls, other girls out there on how I have to teach them on how to be there for themselves, that to teach our parents that a teenage pregnancy or a child into early marriage is you have to give them your own time, educate them on sexual education. You have to educate them, and there are some other things we have to do in that to form your girl for her not to kind of circumstances. So that is why it's a safety place. And we also talked about young girls. We have we have many people seeking for job instead of creating job. So Girls Heaven is there to create job. We have some other things we can do to create job for young girls so that they can get themselves engaged instead of going outside there to do some other things. We bring them to engage them into whatever we're doing. With cultural designs, we do animal skins designs from South Africa and Guinea. We do all these things and we teach these young girls for them to learn, and with this they can survive. Because I believe that teaching a young girl instead of giving them all the time, make the way for them to be able to do whatever you're doing, for them to create for themselves, then they can be able to create for others. That is what Girls Heaven has been doing. But it has been very tough for us to communicate to Guineans because things like this, they don't want it to happen in Guinea, even though the campaign has been going on here, but they don't want it to stand. So I have to struggle with my team so that it happens, so that it can stand, so that other women can take the lead. Because the foundation is about women's empowerment. So that is what Girls Heaven has been doing. So because of the name has been changed from Mosoko to Girls Heaven, it will be launched in Freetown on the 12th of February. Already we have it launched in Guinea here. So we want to take it to Sierra Leone so that other young girls can benefit from it. Thank you very much.
Excellent. So you're originally from Guinea or originally from Sierra Leone?
I am between brothers anyways. I am from Guinea and I'm a Sierra Leonean and I'm a Guinean.
Wonderful. So best of both worlds, I call it, correct? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
So for now, it's in
Yes,
existence. When it comes to Sierra Leone, you're just trying to make sure that the same applies for Guinea, correct?
Exactly.
Wonderful. Thank you. Great one. As a matter of fact, coincidentally, we have another critical topic that is scheduled for Wednesday, God willing. I believe that we'll have to invite you so that way you can be part of that discussion. Are you okay with that? Can you hear me? It seems like you're having trouble with your internet. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have another critical topic on Wednesday, God willing. Are you willing to come back and join voice with us? Okay, seem like she's still struggling. Okay, so we'll come back to you. Let's get. Is Mr. Happy still around? Mr. Happy, are you there? Let's talk a little bit about YACAP, another beautiful organization. Also, the director, the ambassador, Ambassador Shakufoya.
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me now? Okay. All right. So who would like to talk about YACAP? Let's give background of YACAP before we get into the webinar today. You would like to give... Fine. Come on in, Miss Ba. Come on in.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, welcome. Hello, welcome.
Yeah. My name is Fatmata Jareba. I'm the National Secretary General for the Youth and Children's Advocacy Panel. YACAP is an international organization registered in Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, Ghana, and Gambia. And also, we've been doing a lot actually. It's a youth and child organization that is here to protect young people, promote them, and also protect the rights of girls and women in Africa. So we are a forum where the voices can be known. Anyone who has an issue can come and we'll help out in any way that we can. We do lots of activities over the years because one of the key things we are keen on is leadership. Like we have the youth leadership, the YACAP National Youth Leadership Summit, which we hold every year, International Youth Day, August, in which we invite delegates from international, different counties, Ghana, you name it. We invite them, also Sierra Leone, we invite them to come together at the parliament, the Well of Parliament. They come to discuss about issues that are happening. We even invite, ministers, invite them so that they can know that these issues are happening, okay? Then we teach them about leadership and everything. We also have the International Day of Broadcasting because we don't always rely on the youth only. We also go for the children. The International Day of Broadcasting is just about the kids, okay? They come, both male and female, they go to the media, they talk about issues that are affecting them. What is going on? We'll give them the platform to make the problems known up there. And also have the International Day of the Girl Child, which we celebrate also each year. We are part of the Child Right Act Coalition and also the End Child Marriage because that has been a really a really big problem and a really big issue for Sierra Leone. It's not only in Guinea, it's in Sierra Leone also to end child marriage and rape. We've seen the First Lady, the NFPA has helped out, but still it's ongoing and we're part of that coalition to end child marriage. And also we have lots of activities planned out also. We do, because for rape, we have the Sexual Offences Court, which people don't know a lot about. So we are planning to broadcast it out there for people to know that they don't have to keep their kids when they are raped. They can come for justice. And also we do Bobby jobs, so raise fund. We do car wash and this so that we can raise funds to help our kids out there. We don't have enough money to fund their schooling and everything or buy school materials. We also have debate competition, the debate competition, because we also like to focus on education. It's a key. So we do the debate competition. We invite different schools, both Western and Eastern, to come together to debate. At the end, we try to raise funds for the winner. You can help out with your college fee and everything. It's really a great organization that I'm very proud of to be part of. And I also want to give a shout out to Ambassador Shakufoyo, who is going to leave us now for a study. We're going to miss him very much, but I believe he's leaving YACAP in great hands. So thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now let's dive into, we obviously had a webinar specifically on October 31st. And the goal was for us to have one much sooner than what I actually anticipated, But as you guys can attest, sometime our scheduler pretty much overwhelming, so hence the reason why it was a bit delayed. Having said that, as a matter of fact, it seemed like we're having some background noise. So if you're not on the floor, kindly mute your device so that way we can avoid some of the unnecessary background noise. Having said that, the last time we were here together, the goal was, of course, to similarly to why we're here today. So let's talk about that. We also, the goal was whatever we learn from here, we're supposed to take it to a various community and help them to be the very best, or to be that productive citizen of whatever community they find themselves. Having said that, let's talk about leadership quality, and simultaneously we will go back and forth with some of the discussion that we had. When you hear the word leader or leadership skills, what come to mind? Let's start with Madam Coker. Are you there? Can you kindly put on your device? Okay, good, you're there.
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful. So when you hear leadership or leadership skills, what come to mind, or what is your perception when you hear the word?
Okay, well, for me, whenever I hear the word leadership, I know it's something that has to do with a state of position of being a leader, or something that has to do with someone leading a group of an organization, or leading certain people to do something extraordinary and something great. So whenever I hear the word leadership, I need to understand that, okay, it means it's a certain position someone holds to being a leader.
Okay, wonderful. So can you name some of the quality that you think a leader should possess or should have within themselves in order for them to be a blessing to the world? What are those qualities that you can name, if you can name one or two?
Okay, well, for me, I believe number one should be patience, and two, communication skills, to know how to communicate well with people, because people have different way of communicating and have different way of saying their own views. So I believe patience, communication skills, and being always the one that step on. Just don't take everything too seriously. Having to have the chance to listen whenever someone is talking. Being there for people who are around you. Always listen and give your best advice, and don't judge. Try to listen from both sides before you give judgment. So I believe these are some of the few things to me I believe a leader should have.
Excellent points. But by the way, did you cheat? Because it sounded like as if you were here the last time. Because some of the qualities that you mentioned, did they share with you? Tell me the truth.
I was never there.
I love it. I love it. One of the most important one, which is patience. Of course, let me re-echo some of the significant point that you shared with us. Patient, of course.
No,
patient
I was not here. This is my first time.
No, I'm
joining you
only
guys,
teasing you. I
actually.
understand. I'm only teasing you. Patient is very, very much important. Yes, absolutely. And you talk about communication, but let me add the word good communication. So good communication, of course, is vital. Yes, absolutely. And you talk about listening, but let me also add the word good listener. You have to be a good listener sometime. And you talk about not being, trying not to judge others. So you're saying that someone should refrain from being judgmental. So that's excellent points. Let's go down now to Ambassador Islander or Islander. Sorry, I always mess up this name. Come on in. Your device is not on, by the way. Okay, so while we're waiting for her, let's go down to Ambassador Daniel. Let's hear your own view on leadership, or the what you think an individual. Oh, here she comes. Ambassador, please hold on for me. Ambassador Daniel, please. Islander, come on in. Come on in. Come on in.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Introduce yourself, please. And I love the fact that you're playing it safe. I see your mask. You're obviously out there somewhere. So that's beautiful. Good, good, good. Good message you're throwing out there. So come on in.
My name is Islander, Ambassador Islander Kabia, and I'm the communication officer for the Youth and Children Advocacy Panel.
Wonderful. We welcome you once again. It seemed like you're having distraction in the background. If that's the case, we can always come back to you. Are you okay with that? You want us to give you some time?
No, no, it's okay.
It's okay, wonderful.
Let's go.
So, of course, while you were here the last time, we talked about a lot of skills or that someone, a leader should possess, as we try to help each other to become better leaders in our various community. So let's re-echo some of that. Or what if, from your point of view, what do you think a leader should possess? A good leader. Come on in.
Yeah. That session was one of my best in Salon for webinars because I get to learn new stuff. And I learned that, being a leader is not about you just holding the position. It's about how you are able to influence others, the impact that you are able to create.
Wonderful. It seemed like she's having problem with her device. So that's another excellent point. A leader should be able to influence another individual in a positive way. Of course, not necessarily negative or positive, obviously. So that's a great one. Are you still there, or your internet seems like it's going back and forth? Having said that, we'll come back to her. Let's get to Ambassador Daniel, representing the Republic of Nigeria. Come on in, sir.
All right. Good evening once again. Good evening.
Good evening.
It's an honor. All right. Okay. For my own personal definition of leadership, I tell people most of the times when we come to have this interaction about leadership there, leadership here, and leadership everywhere. My own simple definition would be leadership is an exposure, which is the question at intervals like, are you ready to be exposed if you claim to be a leader, or you want to be a leader, or you're aspiring for leadership? Leadership is exposure, and let me give down details in what I'm trying to say here. For you to become a leader, you must be ready to be exposed. And leadership will apparently expose your resources, your benefits, your connections, your links, your values, and everything you possess as a being. So when you say you want to lead, you must be ready to expose everything you have. In fact, including your weaknesses will be exposed in the process. And that is where leadership meets this, what I call the shapeless principle. So when you're trying to lead, you must understand the law of this shapeless principle. It means it's just like the water inside a container. You must be able to bend to the current or the wave or the people you're leading. Another significant thing again about leadership, to my own understanding, is that you must be able to build a team. You must be able to formalize a team. You must be able to establish trust and rapport. So eventually, if you can be able to formalize or build a team, it then means that you'll be able to establish trust and rapport quickly. Another thing again is proactivity. You must be very proactive. You must see things before they happen, not until when they happen. And then lastly, you must be a visionary leader. We all know that what distinguishes a leader from the team, or a leader from the congregation or the members, is the vision. You own the vision. The vision starts from you. The view of where they are all going starts from you. It's just like a ship. It's just like a ship in the ocean moving. You cannot be moving with the current of the wave. So regardless, there must be a compass or a map guiding everyone on that ship. If there are no compass or no map, it then means everyone on the ship will capsize. So it then means as a leader, you must carry the vision of the team and the leader of the audience or the organization, so as to range or to move in the course of line that would not allow the ship to capsize. At every milestone you reach, you will be able to apply the necessary principles. You must be able to decide in a way that will not affect the movement or the current flow of that team. Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So let me re-echo some of the significant points that you have contributed to this wonderful webinar. You said a leader should be able to bend to the ways of the people. For lack of better term, I would say that basically the leader should be able to get to the level of the individual that they lead. Correct? Lack of better term.
Exactly.
Wonderful. And then you also say the leader is supposed to be a shapeless principle. So you want to expand on that a little bit before I go further to the next.
Okay, what I mean by shapeless principle is you must be able to condescend low to ideas. You must be able to go down to the list of the team or to the list of the people you are guiding. You must not be just up there dwelling or just be up there directing. You must be able to come down. You must be able to accept perception. As someone said something about good listening and to be able to own your own perspective to yourself and then accept others' own. So you must put yourself in that position of going down to the lowest part of the organization or the lowest part of the team that you are actually leading.
Wonderful.
To understand the nuanced details of what they are commenting about or what they are the point they are making and the ideas they also have to offer, so that you can have a good leadership in place of yourself.
Wonderful.
So if you don't bend, if you don't act shapeless, and you are too rigid, you can't be you can't be bent, you can't absorb perception. You cannot sit down and relax and get points from every angle, and then you want your own to be viewed. I think it will destroy your leadership.
Wonderful.
So that's what I mean by being shapeless.
Exactly. So, for lack of better terms, so that way we don't lose them on the way, the audience is to reframe or shy away from that superior mentality. You agree with that? So shy away from that superior mentality where you feel as if you're more superior and the ones that you're leading are inferior. Correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. The other thing you talked about also, you said leaders supposed to make a way where they are ready to expose. I'll put it again in a lack of better term, like networking, like what we're doing right now. In other words, getting other people involved, hearing the voice of other folks, getting people together. So you're ready to expose, you said. They are supposed to be proactive as well. And then you also make an emphasis on a leader's supposed to be visionary leaders, correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right. So you have anything else you want to add to that, or you're good to go before we go to the next?
No, I'm good to go.
Okay, wonderful. Next, let's go to Ambassador Abdul Banya. What is your take on leader? What do you think they should possess? Come on in.
Once again, Ambassador Abdul Banya. I'm so happy to be in this forum this evening. A good leader should always have equality. Like sometimes you can see some leaders when they wanted to vie for any position, like what they can do. They can come, talk a lot. Then after they have got the position and what they can do, they can forget about people, right? So a good leader should have what? A good quality. Like a good leader, like what you are saying, you say a good leader should always be a good listener. Like when you listen to the people, what the people are saying, you can able to have a better understanding what is going on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let me put it for you again. I re-echo some of the points that you're trying to make. You gave an example when a leader is trying to vie for a position. Let's give an example of a politician. They're very good in trying to win the trust of the people. But in many a time, once they get to what they want, they're, a lack of better term, they do not really care about the people as expected. Am I wrong, or am I adding too much or adding less? Please.
You are correct. You are correct.
Wonderful, wonderful. And then also you talk about the importance of good listener. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ambassador. Let's go to Ambassador Ali Conte. What is your take about good leader, or what do you think they should possess? Come on in.
Yeah, my take on good leadership.
So sorry, we can't hear you. I don't know if you can remove the earpiece. For whatever reason, none of your material is going across. Ambassador Ali Conte, unfortunately, we cannot hear you. I'm so sorry. Is there any possibility that you can remove it? Yeah, perfect, like the earpiece, so that way your message will not go in vain, okay? Come on in.
Hello?
Yes, much better.
Okay, I get to me now.
Yes, 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 we are.
Okay, yeah, I said our problem is that in Africa, we need servant leadership. And we have been lacking that because
Oh
our
boy,
leaders have
I'm
not
so sorry. Is there any way you can remove the headpiece? Is there any way you can remove the headpiece and do it without the headpiece? Unfortunately, yeah,
I
let's see.
get to the point.
Okay, try it again. We'll let you know.
Better now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. My point is we need servant leadership.
Okay, servant leadership. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because once those in authority know that they are here to serve the people, I think all the qualities that we are talking about, you have to have them as leaders. Because you should be listening to your people, taking advice for them, know their needs, see how you can address them. Africa, that has been our challenge. Yeah, the leaders are not serving the people, but they are serving themselves. And we have not been able to produce leaders. Just for 2000, as we see, there are the leadership and then there is development. Like of Rwanda, what they are president that because of development, without even the actions of the people got you. Because starting from those in authority, they have started taking this position as they are in line with the people. But once they have that relationship, and they are leadership.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Some of it unfortunately we were not able to get, but I'm going to re-echo some of the things that we were able to benefit from your statement or contribution to the topic. Similarly to that of Miss Ambassador Abdul Banya, similarly to that of Ambassador Ali Conte, your statement is that a good leader should supposed to be in the capacity of a servant, meaning that they should understand that they are serving the people, not serving oneself. So, and you also emphasize on the importance of being a good listener. So equally as that of many of you who have already gave your own submission or your contribution to the topic, we do strongly believe that a good leader should be a good listener as well. So thank you so much. Now let's go to, I think we've heard of from Ambassador Coker. So let's hear from Ambassador Fatmata Jarai Ba. Come on in. What do you think that a good leader should possess?
Hello everyone again. I believe leadership has different definition for different leaders. It's all based on how they influence others and how they lead. Okay, for me, leadership is how you help others to do what is right and set them in the right direction to build them and inspire also. So there are certain qualities that I find very much important for a leader. We have that of integrity, you should have influence, you should also have the ability to delegate because you're going to lead people. So you should know how to delegate certain responsibilities. Then you should also be self-aware. Yeah, you are the leader, you should be self-aware. You should have gratitude. You should be able to learn because every day we go in life, you learn new things. So you should open up. Okay. Then also you should have good problem-solving skills. Okay, because you are going to face lots of problems as you go by. That's the hard truth. You're going to face it. So if you have a good problem skill, it will really help you out in any situation that you find yourself. You should be also creative because you can do lots of projects as leader to help out, the one you lead, the ones you're leading. You should have a vision, you should inspire them, you should be courageous, all those things. Yeah.
Oh God, this little young, I just love every bit of you, darling. Some of which we've already talked and we're going to embark on it. I love it. I love it. So anyhow, I love it. Oh my God, as you talk, I just keep smiling, This is all part of empowering the female population, because as you can see, there's so many male leaders here. So when I see the weaker sex, oh my God, it gives me smile. Beautiful, beautiful. Anyhow, so let me re-echo some of the things that you have said. A leader is supposed to have the quality or should be able to help others. A leader should have what we refer to as integrity. A leader should be able to delegate. This is one of the things we also talked about on our last webinar. A leader is supposed to have the quality of or being able to solve problem. A leader should also have what you refer to as self-awareness. Beautiful. I guess I'm assuming that, in other words, when you say self-aware, I want you to expand on that a little bit, meaning that, I guess, based on their behavior or how they carry themselves. Come on in and okay, wonderful. A good leader too, you said, are supposed to be to have that quality where they're willing to learn. What else? Also inspire others, or also have a creative mindset. Beautiful. Did I leave anything else out, or do you want to add anything else?
Yeah. And also to have courage.
Courage. Wonderful.
Courage.
Wonderful.
And also empathy.
Well, wonderful. Yeah. Empathy and courage. Beautiful. Is there anyone else that did not contribute to the very first part from your point of view before we go to the next? Did anybody was anybody left out? Madam Coker, did you contribute? Ambassador Coker, I think you were.
Yes, I did.
You did. Wonderful. So everyone is on point, correct? I didn't leave anyone out, right? So now let's go to some of the things that we mentioned on the last webinar. So we talk about the ability to communicate, and many of at least one or two people talk about that, or at least Miss Coker. So good communication is significantly important. It doesn't mean that when you lead, you have to treat people like garbage, you know. So having the patient, knowing how to communicate, how to deliver your message is significantly important, and we cannot emphasize on that how important that is. And similarly to what some of you have said, in the case that we should shy away from that superior mentality, meaning that wherein we think as if we're better than the folks that we lead, because when we lead, we want to lead as an example, and whatever you teach your mentees, obviously that is what they will take out to the world or the various community where we find ourselves. So that's a good one. I think we talk about readiness as well. Readiness to take and give up responsibility. Some has to be the one to give decision and assume responsibility, and the person is generally the boss. So that is the example of that. We talk also about a leader supposed to, similarly to that of Miss Ba, when you say something about inspire, let's say similarly to that would be a motivation or motivate others. A leader supposed to have that quality, obviously. And we also talk about delegating. Let's give an example. Let's commend Ambassador Daniel. I was pretty much overwhelmed, and as you guys can see, here and there, I made it a priority to communicate, to inform you guys as to. Okay. I'm sorry. So again, if you're not on the floor, let's mute our device. I think that was Ambassador Ali's device, but I've already muted. So again, seem like we hear it again. Okay, that's fine. Sorry about that. So let's talk about delegation. When I felt like as if we have two graphic designer. Unfortunately, we could not get neither one of them to get our flyer on time. So what I did was, I knew that I was overwhelmed. I knew that there's no way I can do this. I've tried all angles, and what I did was I was humble enough to ask for help, and thank God we have another leader like as Ambassador Daniel, who was ready and willing to grab on the the task and make sure that we successfully get our first flyer on time, which we were able to disseminate yesterday. So the importance of knowing where, like he mentioned earlier, our weakness. Sometimes we think we can do it all, but of course we cannot. That's also another weakness, because we try our best to say that, okay, we can do this, we can do that, but acknowledging and recognizing that, hey, we cannot do it all, and when we need that help, we should come out and say that we need the help. So immediately when I was able to contact him, he went above and beyond to make sure that the flyer was came in a timely manner. So we also want to thank you again, once again. That is a beautiful leadership skill of you, or that you possess. In less than couple of hours, the flyer was ready. So thank you, Ambassador Daniel. We're forever grateful to you. Thank you. And not only that, he volunteered to say that whenever he has to do something with this, he's willing and ready to, do it. Where he did not expect any financial contribution from me. So I don't know how much I can say thank you to him. Come on in. I know you wanted to say something. So thank you once again.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Ma.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. It's one of the things we all do as young leaders aspiring for a better Africa and a better country where everything will be comfortable for each and everyone residing in their respective locality or community. So it's one of the things we do now. You're also doing as well. So it's fine.
Thank you for your kindness. So that's another one. So we talk about delegates, and that's exactly what I was able to do, and he was also able to stand there as a leader and follow through with what we needed to accomplish. The other thing is that we have to tolerate mistake. We are not perfect, we're not designed to be perfect, but how we are able to learn from our mistake also make us a leader. A leader would not say, okay, because I failed this time, I'm going to just leave it as it is and then give up. I don't know if it make any sense, or what is your take on that area? Madam Ba, what do you think about mistake? Ambassador Fatimata Jarai Ba, let's talk about that. What do you think about tolerating your mistake, and how you can handle that part of you as a leader? Come on in. Uh-oh, your device is on mute. Sorry.
It's okay. Okay, you said about mistakes, right? Well, mistakes are bound to happen. That's it. That everybody knows that, whether you're a leader or not, it's bound to happen. But the thing is, you have to work through that mistake. You have to learn from it and try to rectify that mistake. That's the whole thing you're gonna do about it to move on.
Thank you. So in terms of patience too, let's go back to that. When we interact with each other, whether it's in the forum or outside of the forum, I'm sure we are able to even kind of like learn about each other's personality. Am I right or wrong? The way how we communicate, in terms of our communication skill, in terms of our patience, or in terms of like there are some that are sometimes it could be a weakness, as in when things does not go well in our favor or the way we want it. We can also learn from the reaction of these people and know whether they are a good leader or not, or whether they need to improve in that area. What do you think about that? Come on in, Ambassador Coker. Ambassador Coker, I think you're on mute.
Please come again. I'm flashing noise in this action, please.
Okay, let me give an example. Like we have the forum, the WhatsApp forum. You see each other's communication skills or the interaction. Through that, you're able to have an idea of who that individual is. Are they a patient leader? Are they a patient? Are their leadership skills? Do they need areas of improvement in terms of like saying that maybe the webinar was scheduled for 2 o'clock, maybe they want it to be scheduled for 12 o'clock, the way they approach things or the way they respond to or interact with other folks within the forum. What do you think from your experience? What did you learn from this few days?
Okay, so actually I don't want to. Oh, okay. Can you get me? Hello.
Yeah, it seems like your internet is going in and out.
Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So based on that, I just want to judge, be a little bit patient concerning about topics here and there. But I believe that you, as one person, you not organize a Zoom conference without sharing a topic of what we are going to talk about. So I believe certain time we just need to be patient. But for me to just describe people leadership concerning the WhatsApp forum, I won't be able to do that because I don't know the type of mood each person was in, that the moment to send your messages. Maybe someone.
Okay, so she's still breaking. All right, let me bring in again. Are you there?
Someone just.
Okay, so she's having difficulty. So let me bring back Mr. Banya and Mr.
Trying to get things done,
Ambassador.
trying to make everybody able to meet up. I'm here.
Okay, so let me bring Mr. Banya back in and Ambassador Jarai in a little bit. Mr. Banya, what I was saying is that some of the things that we talk about today with patients, with how you call it, with patients, one of it, which was you had we had an experience within that platform wherein I do believe that you felt that the other individual was coming out too strong, where you needed to intervene, but at the same time I went back again and intervened so that way we can get like a peaceful atmosphere. So what do you think are some of the weakness that you have learned, maybe through observation from some of the participants that are leaders, because we are here to help each other, to so that way we can become the best of what we do. Come on in.
So please, can you just repeat the question?
Okay, while we were interacting on the forum alone, the WhatsApp forum, what have you learned from that? There was a time when you had to literally intervene and you were trying to calm the individual down. So again, as a leader, what are some of the weakness that you may not, I do not want you to call anyone name, but what did you learn from that as a weakness that you think may need areas of improvement?
Hello.
Yes, welcome. We'll be right with you. Come on in.
Okay, hello.
Yes. Go ahead, Mr. Banya.
Okay, like when you are talking about good leadership, right? Like sometimes when something happened in a particular forum like that, like I remember yesterday, something went wrong, right? And concerning about our brother, right? And like I don't know, something was interact yesterday at the group. So like our brother was impatient, right? He started to use some kind of words. So later I intervened in the issue. Then I started to calm him down. So as a good leader, sometimes it's nice for you to be intervened in so many things.
Okay. So so that type of situation or the incident that happened, can we consider that as part of improving in the areas of patience as a leader?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now let's come in and Madam Ambassador Yatta, I'll bring you in a little bit, okay? So you can introduce yourself and then just dive into the conversation. Let's bring back Ambassador Fatimata Jarai. I'm sure you already heard the statement. So what did you learn from that interaction?
Okay. Yeah. I was not online at that moment that incident happened. Yeah, because yesterday I was held up a bit. But when I came in, I read the messages, then I was like, okay, there's a need for improvement there because you're in a forum and all of us are leaders there, we know. but you need to have patience because you are dealing with people. You know, in life you're gonna meet different people. They have different personality. People who have their own negative opinion or something like that. But your ability as a leader is to be that kind of patient person, be able to work with people. Because as a leader, you're going to work with lots of people, not only in your own vicinity, but when you go to international level, you're going to work with different people with different mindset. Your ability to be patient is really something that is very important. Okay, so that's what I have to say.
Thank you. So again, let me expand on that a little bit. Or for lack of better term, you are going to be dealing with a multiple personality, like you said, worldwide. That's why this is called globally. You know, so once we are able to manage each other's weaknesses, I do believe that that will make us prepare us to become the better us, because we are not designed to be perfect. But seminar like this, forum like that would help us to become the best of us. Now, simultaneously, I want us to talk about self-esteem, which was another big one that we talked about on the last one. I want us to talk about self-esteem and self-confidence. And then also we want to talk about anyway, let's do that too first so that way I don't lose you guys in the process. Madam Ambassador Yeti, come on in. Yata. Kindly introduce yourself. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Everybody. I'm Ambassador Yata Gisu Jakadole, the Deputy CEO of FIACA, Youth and Children's Advocacy Panel.
Wonderful. Thank you for being part of today's seminar again. Can you hear me? For whatever reason, somebody's... can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so now let's talk about self-esteem and self-confidence. Let's talk about that. I don't know if you want to come back in, Ambassador Yata.
Yes, I would like to come in.
No problem.
Self-esteem is,
for whatever reason we can't see you, honey.
Let's say something that...
Can we come back to you for whatever
excuse
reason?
Me?
I'm sorry, we can't see you for whatever reason.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's the network or something.
Yes. Okay, so go ahead. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello? Okay, so I'll come back there then. Mr. Ambassador Daniel, come on in. Let's talk about self-esteem and confidence.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
On?
Yes, you are.
Are we taking both self-esteem and self-confidence?
Yes. Let's do simultaneously.
All right. So, to me, in a brief, self-esteem is simply how you are able to understand yourself. That is the self-worth of yourself, your values, your capabilities, what you can gather together to make something better and something your intention, your straight on, and then how you can easily assess yourself in a way that would not also affect where you're going or apparently where you're coming from or what you're doing. Then this then takes you to how you can be confident of what you can actually display or deliver to your general audience or to the people you are interacting or engage with at that very moment. So the two goes in line the way I see it with each other. So it's only when you have that self-esteem, then you can have the confidence to boldly say or boldly do whatever or whatever you are dealing with.
Wonderful, thank you. So some of the points you made was how you deliver to the general audience and self-assessment, how you value oneself, the capability, your self-worth. Thank you. Now let's go to Ambassador Banya. What do you think or what is your perception in terms of self-esteem? Come on in, Ambassador Banya. Come on in. Okay, so it seems like we're having some issue with him. Okay, can you hear me? Come on in, Ambassador Banya.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, like what you're about to say.
Now, I want you to tell us what's your thought on self-esteem. When you hear the word self-esteem and self-confidence, what do you think it is? We can always come back to you.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, go ahead. Come on in.
Like sometimes when you're about to say something in the public, you have to be self-confident, right? You cannot just say things because you wanted to say things. Like you have to be, you have to be confident of whatever you are wanting to say. Yeah. Like sometimes you can see some leaders when they're about to go to the public to talk to their peoples, they do not have that self-confidence of saying some things, right? They will just come and just say something like that. At the end, they will not do what they are about to say.
Okay.
So, but sometimes when you have the self-confidence to say something, it's nice because you can able to talk whatever things you are about to do. You can able to say it.
Okay. So let me help you there. So basically, self-confidence will come with good public speaking, in other words. So when you have that good confidence, you'll be able to deliver publicly when you what's the word? When you address the public, correct? Okay. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So let me go now to Ambassador Fatimata Jaraiba. What's your take on self-confidence? I know it's something that we went through the last time, but it's beneficial for everyone today. Yeah, go ahead.
Self-confidence and that is self-esteem. Because if you have self-confidence, you have the esteem, okay? So for me, it's the overall sense of self-worth and worth. Have a different, some have inflated self-esteem, like they think that some have high self-esteem, but that brings out the confidence in them, and some have low self-esteem. There comes out the confidence more on that one, low self-esteem. Because if somebody is really confident, you can have high self-esteem. So I think we can improve that by building positive relationships, take on challenges, and identify the negative beliefs. Okay, anything that is negative, like sometimes it's really good to challenge yourself, so that it can help you build up the confidence, which will give you a high self-esteem.
Okay. Sounds great. Sounds great. Wonderful. I know that it seems like the internet is acting up, and that is quite okay. We'll have to manage with that. Okay, now let's go to Ambassador Yatta. Come on in. I don't know if you've already gave your own take on this. You have, right? Oh, you haven't.
Well, in my own view, I think self-esteem is like you having the personal values and doing something that you are capable of doing and you believe in doing. So I think that's self-esteem, and that's it.
So believing in oneself, having the capability and personal value. Thank you. I don't know if you want to add anything to that, Ambassador Coker. Come on in, and then we'll move to the next.
Oh, okay, yes. So basically for me, I mostly describe self-esteem as a person's overall sense of self-worth or personal values. So in which other words, it means how much you appreciate and like yourself, what you do and what you stand for. Thank you.
Thank you. What you do, what you stand for, personal value, overall self-worth of oneself. Thank you. Now let's talk. Ambassador Daniel, would you like to say something? Come on in. If you want to add to that, come on in.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, just a tip-in.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's getting late and my office has actually shut down.
Yes.
The power, but you can still hear me, right?
Yes.
So just to chip in
Yes.
most of our contribution, I believe we need to be careful with the word self-confidence at times when we are aligning it with self-esteem, because we have types of self-esteem, and then when we overvalue ourselves, and then we feel
So
we
hold
we
it
are
right
dwelling,
there.
and then we feel
Hold it right
attacked.
there. Hold it right there. Let me add the next one. The reason why I asked that, I want us to land on arrogance. Arrogance, yeah. For someone to be arrogant or arrogance. That's the reason why.
I'll reserve that.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I set the stage with the confidence and self-esteem. So it is important for oneself, for someone to feel confident or have the self-esteem, but at the same time, we do not. How do we manage that where it will not spill over to arrogance? So you can come on in, Ambassador, and expand on that simultaneously. You can go ahead and contribute. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ambassador.
All
Come on
right.
in.
All right. So as I was saying, I was about to reach the point. I was trying to make an observation about everyone's point on self-confidence and self-esteem, how they go hand in hand. And at times, we need to be careful whenever we are trying to measure our competence and also measure our values, so we don't go overrated. Because we know when it goes when we overrate ourselves and overhype ourselves, and we are too confident, the whole self-esteem becomes inflated, which will lead us to the type of self-esteem we have, the highly inflated self-esteem. So when you do that, it affects you in all rounds, and you think you're better than others, or you have no doubt about other people understanding or underestimating everyone else. So we need to be careful when we also measure it, so we don't over measure it, and then if we don't lose our capacity to a point where arrogance starts to chip in, and then we feel we are dwelling on self-esteem, whereas we are dwelling on an inflated self-esteem. Thank you.
Well stated, well stated, well stated. Like we have said in the last webinar, yes, we have to be very careful of that. And within this circle, we can also identify people that have pleasant attitude, or just like Ambassador said, from their attitude, bad attitude, the way they communicate, the way they interact with others. We can also identify. We're not here to judge, but we can definitely identify people that think they have the arrogance in them. Yeah, so thank you so much. That is great one, great one. Ambassador Fatmata Jarai, come on in. Check your device.
Oh, I've talked just now. I'm giving my own take on self-esteem.
No. In terms of now, we're going now to arrogance. How can we have that self-esteem, the self-confidence, but we refrain from it being spilled over to arrogance?
Okay. Let me say certain people believe arrogancy is everything. Like they take themselves so highly that they are not able to communicate with others or even able to lead properly. But that because you have self-esteem or self-confidence doesn't mean one has to be arrogant. You can use that self-esteem to build a positive relationship, take on challenges, because as a leader, you have to be around people, and if they don't like you, if you use arrogance on them, it's not going to work. You're not going to able to delegate things to them. You're not going to inspire them. You're not going to make any impact to them. So I think arrogancy should be taken down for self-esteem and confidence to come in good.
Wonderful. Let's hear from Ambassador Coker. Come on in. What's your take on arrogance?
For me, basically, I don't see a need for someone to be arrogant, because most times we meet with different people, different places, different times. We need help from each person. We might not know we're going to meet again. So being experienced in that, I know my worth, I know I know my self-esteem, so I need to be high up there. No, I believe we all should be on a normal level. We take things easy as they come. Nothing is too big, because at the end of the day, we're all fighting for one thing: being a good leader, having to inspire so many people. So seeing yourself all high and mighty is not going to take you anywhere, because no matter how far you go with it, a day will come that you will realize that you've been hurting so many people and also yourself at the end of the day. So for me, I don't see a need to have that. But people have different way they see things and different way they see themselves. So
Do you believe that
I believe
someone
that's another thing.
do you believe that someone can possess a bad attitude and not even aware? Let's talk about bad attitude. What's your take on that?
Yes, for me, I believe that. I believe that because most times they have this small side, this small mind of things they have in their mind, saying that they are doing everything perfectly well, not knowing that they have certain habit that's not good, that's going to bring them down, but they are just being blinded by the way they see things and view things.
So let's name
I
some
don't
of those
want
bad
to have it.
habits. Let's name some of those bad attitude. Ambassador Coker, come on in. Your device is closed.
Okay, sorry.
It's quite okay.
Okay. All right.
Let's name some of those bad
habits is not being a good listener. Just trying to impose whatever you think or whatever you think is right to somebody or to a group of people. Not giving other people a chance to have their own experience being shared or their own thoughts being listened to. Not giving them a platform to express themselves. Only you should be doing this. Only you should be doing that. That's a very bad thing for me.
Okay,
Because I
good.
believe everyone has the chance to explore their wings and do great things.
Okay, let me give you a scenario, right? Let's say Ambassador Sheku Foyer put you in a group, trust you guys because he believed that you can also lead various community. And within that group, he also gave you options. Option as in dates, option as in time, and he gave you ample time for you guys to make that decision. Unfortunately, you have not made that decision. And then he decided to, okay, suggest this date, and majority agree with the date, right? And then later on, once everyone has already agreed with that date or the time, then here comes you. You decided that it does not go well with you. Then let's say Ambassador Foyer decided to reschedule the event again and did the same thing again and gave you the option with the rest of the team. The majority came again and say, well, we can gear towards that day and that is okay for me, that is okay for me. Then you listen to all that again on the very last minute when maybe everyone agreed and Ambassador decided to go with the majority. Here you come again, the same behavior you gave the majority 2 days ago, you came back with the same behavior the same behavior again 3 days later. Would you blame Ambassador, or are you the one that have the problem? Let's identify who is the problem here. Is that Ambassador or you as an individual?
Well, I as an individual have the problem here
Okay.
because I
Okay.
have not been able to go in line with what others want, only what I want, so which is a very bad thing.
Okay. Do you also understand that there are people that are they just sit there? There's some leader that I've also observed within the circle, wherein that they are very much observant when it comes to the day-to-day interaction, and when it comes to decision making, they're the last to make it. Once majority has taken the lead to decide, say this day is okay, this time is okay, then they come back in and give a negative comment. Did you not observe that within these 2 days? Did you take your time to observe that?
Yes,
Wonderful.
I observed that
Wonderful.
exactly, and I did.
Do you think a leader should possess such attitude?
For me, no. As long as the majority is in line with what is planned to do, you alone cannot make everyone cancel their day because you don't know what others have canceled just to make it for that day. And for you alone, you can't spare your time to cancel it just as they did. So you have to make them cancel another day again. You never know if what they cancel will be hold again, if they'll be part of it again. So you are actually doing something very bad. So I believe
Okay.
it's not good.
Wonderful. So in your case, in terms of Ambassador Foyer, that scenario that I gave to you, do you think that he exhausts all avenue to respect the group and present 2 days that was available for the group to make the decision? Do you think he was on point on that, or do you think that one individual is right about the entirety?
Well, I believe he was on point with that. He exercised a lot of patience, which is very good as a leader, to be patient before taking a certain decision. So I believe he did well based on the scenario.
Wonderful. Thank you, madam. Let's go to, I see Ambassador Daniel's hand up. Come on in, sir. Go ahead and land to the discussion.
All right. Thank you very much again, and thank you to the panelists on platform. Yeah, it has been very insightful. I just want to chip in a little bit from my own little experience as a leader and how I've been able to view and also troubleshoot errors and mistakes in my line of leadership. I think from the scenario you point out here, I believe as a leader, we need to be able to understand two things in leadership or why delegating. Now, there's a difference between delegating and dumping in leadership. When at times you might be delegating, or you are apparently dumping the task on your members or your followers or on the people. So you need to know which one you are doing while you're directing. Are you delegating or you're dumping the task? So, and the difference between these two is strictly one. If you're delegating, you're actually imposing a task that is convenient for whoever you're delegating it to, whereby that person can carry out the task effectively and the way you want it. But if you actually jump in unknowingly to you, it will be so inconvenient for this fellow or this person to carry out the task. So we have to know the differences as a leader whenever we do this to our people or whenever we do this to the members of the team or whatever. Thank you.
Wonderful. So is it critically important to also understand the strength of the individual that you are leading? Meaning that if you know that Madam Fatmata Jarai Ba is good at, typing, of course you delegate that type of responsibility to her. And if you know that Madam Coker is good at maybe disseminating the information, maybe you can delegate that specific assignment to her. What do you think on that? Do you think that understanding individual ability can also help you in when it comes to delegating a task?
Is that for me?
Yes, you can answer, and then I'll bring the other folks.
Oh, okay. Right. One of the attributes of leadership or as a leader is to actually be able to troubleshoot skills. You have to be able to troubleshoot skills while you're formalizing the team or you are mobilizing a set of people to take on a role to carry the people along and to lead the people. You must be able to troubleshoot skills. So while you're troubleshooting the skills, you'll be able to fix each and every one or each and every member into their respective group. You must be able to locate and actually discover a member of the team that you are on, to know which office or which of the respective positions are better fitting for that person, so as to not overhype or over motivate or overdo things whereby all the other things will be cumbersome on just one person or the other. So as a good leader, you must be able to troubleshoot skills. When you're able to troubleshoot skills, it will help the situation of the group.
Okay, so the troubleshoot would also gear towards understanding the ability or their strength as to which area they will be able to execute better, right? All right. Thank you. Yes. Exactly. You want to come on in, Mr. Abdul Banya? You want to add to that? Mr. Banya, I think your device is on mute. Okay, so we'll okay, come on in. So I'm sure you heard our discussion having to do with the scenario with Ambassador Foyer and then with delegating a task to the team. So what is your take on that? What is your observation? Do you think, as in the scenario that was given, do you think Ambassador Foyer was wrong? Or do you think that, his leadership skill was not on point? Or do you think that the other individual was correct? Come on in. What's your take?
Yeah, my take is that Foyer was not wrong to delegate the leadership to those people. Because like sometimes whenever you wanted to delegate a responsibility to an individual, you look at the leadership quality on that individual. Like by giving them the position, like my brother Ambassador Suleiman, the position fits that man because since back when YACAP was established, Ambassador Suleiman and others, they are fighting hard for YACAP to progress, right? like the position of that executive officer by our brother Suleiman, the position fit in because back in the days, the Ambassador Suleiman and others, they were with Ambassador Sheku Foyo through the fighting. So, like when sometimes you want to give a responsibility to someone, you look at the individual, the performance of the individual. Exactly, you can able to what to delegate the responsibility to that person.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. So knowing their ability and how dedicated they were.
Yeah.
So you were saying he was pretty much dedicated
Exactly.
and he deserved the position. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Ambassador
exactly.
Fatimata Jaraiba, come on in. So the scenario I gave you in terms of the interaction, let's give a scenario of Ambassador Foyer and then also go further and expand on the statement of Ambassador Daniel and Ambassador Abdul and Ambassador Coker. Come on in.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, you're on mute. Sorry. Check your device, please. You're on mute. I know the internet has been one big challenge. Good. Perfect. Yes. Come on in. Come on in.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It was the network.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
So the scenario of Ambassador Sheku Foyo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe he did well on delegating and by giving his, and he was also patient because he did not tell them to make any haste, just to take their time to decide. And the person that did not agree with the others, I think that person is being indifferent. We as leaders, we go to different platforms and you meet with different people, but you have to make time. You have to work with others. You become one, you become a union. So if you go against the popularity, you'll think you're being influenced, and that's a really bad attitude. For they not even respect you that much. So I think Ambassador Sheku Foyer did well in that part.
Wonderful.
And also, is it delegating?
Yes, delegating. Yes.
The other scenario, please.
Yes. So let's say how my suggestion was that when you delegate, you should already be familiar with the ability of each individual. You know their strength, where the areas where they are good, so that way they can execute accordingly. So what are your own take in terms of delegation or delegating a task? Seem like her internet is acting up. I apologize. So now let's also go simultaneously. Let's talk about some of the Madam Ambassador Bai. Can you hear us? So some of these things that we learned the last time, or we discussed, the goal was also to obviously go to various community and basically bless those community. She unfortunately dropped. We hope that okay, that's fine. Ambassador Daniel, I received that. So we in a hope that we bless these various communities with this webinar. Madam Coker, you were not here the last time, as well as Ambassador Banya, but I'm sure that I assume that you benefit from the last webinar, whether it's through this platform or through in the eyes of Foyer. Is that so? Come on in. Or did you heard anything about it? Come on in and let's talk about that.
Actually, I don't remember hearing or discussing anything about the last one.
Okay. So how did you come to know about this one?
Okay, so Islander sent me a message saying you asked them to have more people.
Who sent you?
Islander.
Okay, so she invited you to it. Okay.
Yes, she invited me.
Okay. Did she ever give you like an update of what it was? Obviously, I'm sure the discussion was not to just add you, but I'm sure she gave you background.
Yes, she said it's a very beautiful forum where we have young youth to deliberate on issues about leadership and other issues that are affecting our country as a whole, where we expand and brainstorm about things to enlighten us. And it's but actually I actually know about United for Salon.
Okay.
Say.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. What do you know about United for Salon? I like to
Well,
hear
what
that.
can I say? You guys have been doing extremely good in terms of taking care of the less privileged, the flood victims, the Ebola victims. It's really good because I was part of the last distribution.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your
Yes.
sacrifice.
And
So
it
what was
was
that
really good. The
experience?
experience was really good.
Thank you. Thank you. We're glad to hear that. So that is one of the things. We are not going to limit whatever knowledge we are blessed with or whatever experience we have here. We're supposed to use that and bless our community to bring about a better Mama Salon or even better United for Salon, you know. So I love to hear that. Expand on that a little bit more, please. So what was that specific educational session / was it also a donation or was it just an educational session?
Both. It was
Good.
both.
So tell us
It
about
was a
that.
donation. Yes, because I was actually one of the moderators for that, wherein I spoke about diabetes.
Wonderful. Okay. So I think what
So
you're
it was
talking about
good.
was a combined topic that was
Yes.
sent to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Come on in. Go
It was
ahead. I apologize for the interruption. Go ahead.
It's okay. So first of all, we had a session with them where we talk about things, basic things that would be affecting them unknowingly, and also from them we did the donations. Where we have people who spoke about different topics. Some spoke about Girl Child Act, the Girl Child Rights, diabetes. We spoke about hypertension, you know, and being patient. And for the leaders, we have there the chairman or the chairlady, how they should be patient, just teaching them a bit of leadership skills before we give the donation.
Excellent. So this is definitely what we like to hear because so that way we more people will get benefit. I want to say thank you so much on behalf of United for Salon, even though you're part of it. Thank you so much for making that time. Thank you also for blessing various community with whatever knowledge United for Salon have to offer to the general public. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And also I want to ask if is it possible we have a critical topic that I would like to invite you on Wednesday, God willing. Are you willing to come and join that?
Okay, no problem.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys, and we appreciate you guys for all the sacrifice that you do because we're here doing our own best, but you guys are doing the actual hands-on. So thank you for being part of the United family. Now, Madam Ba, are you there? Madam Jarai Ba. So one of the questions I want to ask her is that the goal was that they were supposed to use the skills or the whatever lesson that we learned from the last webinar to bless other communities or other individual. From the submission of Miss Coker, it is obvious that Islander, sorry, already did her part. Ambassador Fatmata Jarai Ba, how did you use the last skills or the last experience with our webinar to bless other community or other individual? Ambassador Jarai, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Ambassador Jarai. Fatmata Jarai, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, from the submission of Miss Coker, I think the internet was acting up on your end. It was great that Islander also did her part. As you can recall, the goal was for you guys to use the experience to bless other communities or other individual. So how did you use that experience or the last webinar to bless the various community or individual? Fill us in on that, please.
Yeah, since we last did the webinar, we've been doing a lot, like particularly on the school outreach. We've been going there, teaching them on leadership and different stuff on how to be self-confident. And also last Sunday, we invited them to our office at Locust, where we gathered them and we also talked about more about how they can be part of something big and how we can help them to make their voices known out there on leadership and everything. And I can remember when we went to the school, I met a school prefect. Yeah, a school prefect. He was very arrogant, I can say anyway, because he was talking to the students and they were not listening. And I was like, okay, you guys, I think there is something you need to do, both of you, the class and that's of the school prefect. The school prefect, you need to calm down. You know, you are a leader. You need to be patient. And also the class, I told them you need to respect. Okay, just because you are on the same level doesn't mean you can disrespect him. He has been given that leadership, and you also need to respect him. By the time we were done, they took my numbers, and some of us were chatting on WhatsApp, and it's been really progressive.
Very good.
And I really want to thank you, Madam Khadija, for doing all this. United for Salon, you've been doing a lot, and I thank you very much. Personally, to me, the last time I did that donation, I actually cried because I wanted to be part of it, and I was lying home, not well, and it made me cry. And thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much as well. And I hope you're feeling much better. I appreciate you so much. You always make my heart melt. You do. So obviously the webinar did not go in vain. So whatever material was discussed here, you obviously took it to various community and blessed others with that, correct? You're on mute, sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So obviously, yeah. So whatever it is that we agreed on, which was to bless the other community, you guys did exactly that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Thank you. So basically, we will say that this one is a bit of a redundant, but it's important because we know now we have other visitors, so please be patient with us. But on Wednesday also we have another critical topic that we would love for you to be part of. Are you willing and able and ready to be part of that? Would time permit?
Yes.
Perfect. So having said that, we're going to take a break. I also want to make a quick announcement and plead to our government of the Republic of Sierra Leone. They are Sierra Leonean right now stranded in Kuwait, as we always try to do here, to be the mouthpiece of other Sierra Leoneans. If we can kindly expedite their process for them to return back home safely. Having said that, as we want to remain credible, we will play that video as they plead for help from our government, and we'll be right back. And I guess we'll discuss one or two more things and then try to call it quits for the day. Thank you once again. We'll be right back.
That's the voice. Help me. Right now, I'm at 3 months. I don't pay me ticket. I don't buy me ticket for Lago. Tina, the sofa, please call. It's not there. The place, we call the sofa right now. Look the card. I don't pay the corona test. I don't do everything. Tina, don't rebook. Tina, the sofa.
That the union card. No, any month they give. Any month they give money, look the mark. We give money, the marker. Any month they say this card has so. Where you get some. You get any problem, they go assist you, they go take you any side.
This is sister also, you know well. He's sick. Now we get flight today, but we don't know if you God go help her for go. Because we don't really know faith. Don't spend beaucoup money, you know well. Just the trust, and don't you trust in family. Where go now? What's then go men now with? Yeah, we dey beg. Una help we. No come on here. If una want help we now, we go show so una go help we. Do ya we dey beg. We don't spend me, I don't rebook now the 2 times this. And then they go. So right now, I no get money. I dey sit down now. If you got to help me, Kuwait government for help me for I go home. But for now, I no get money.
They need to feed we with the woman them. You not get with the
They
woman
need to feed we for use pad ben. They need to for make we use pad.
help me. Me back. I go do operation. Two operation. Right now. I buy tickets. Then cancel right now. I no get money. Yeah, Papa, wanna help me?
Show you operation.
Me operation, then do one too. Right now, if I drink bathroom water, now who they drink bathroom water, what they drink, me belly they add. Food no they for eat. Yeah, Papa, wanna help with yeah. Now wanna wab up there. All una, now wanna wab up. The policeman they say now wanna more. Oh, it's a embassy. Now they give them problem. Yeah, help me. All the here. Now me on paper, this police told me I don't do everything. They go put me in a prison for 3 months complete. All thing there so. We not do nothing because of we not get documents. We go na do for go work because they suffer inside. They come on na do for go work. Right now they don't do everything. They say cool shekalas, book rent is suffer. That's all thing done. Tomorrow they travel. What do they do? They say the embassy for buy tickets. Almost 250k, close to 9 million. And we able to afford that because the whole prison and seize the phone, we able to call the people, we able to contact them. They are not beg, they beg, we not commit no crime. No crime we not commit because of no more, we not get paper. No crime, we not commit.
Yeah, Papa, we not beg, they beg. Right now, we don't deny us so. We hopeless one, we not get nothing. We don't spend up to
10 million.
10 million now we don't spend. We not get nothing, Papa. They are help we. We they call them and they pick. We they talk to them and they answer we. We call them and then buy for water. Then say no get way for buy for water. We don't know what thing for do. Yeah, we for don't know foot to help right now. We want go now we host. Why make mother be for treat we so? Then the Kuwait government say why you for treat picking so when they go now you tongue they go buy they go pay for the corona test. You say enough for treat picking so and for the corona test now because we all pay for the corona test we don't buy tickets. Not so the embassy buy for it now who buy for with ticket now pull we money who buy for with self tickets. There we na beg all the money we don't spend at 10 million.
Yeah, Papa. Now don't jail 6 months. Our my salary then do the operation 6 months. I don't in jail. Yeah, wanna help me, Papa. Yeah, help we for the sake of Allah. Yeah, help we, God help me now. It's all next one. Yeah, help we, Papa. Yeah, help you all. Now 13. Yeah, help we. If you are hungry, fly safe. We not provide for we there. Yeah, Papa. No one not to want go home.
So how they live? So how they live?
Want go home. No get not to want go home. You na help we want go home. Not to no get. Now no more for help we because now they not do. Home na do want go home. We want go home. We no get nothing.
Waiting the council. Yeah, man. Call somebody, make you hold em. Call somebody, I beg to make you hold em. Touch somebody, body I hold em. Call somebody, tell them say you like em.
Stand up all the youths of Sierra Leone. Una kushe and kabo. It's a message from United for Saloon. As you know, a non-political organization where they out here for help people. As the election day around the corner, just the advice make the youths and stay in peace, promote peace, go out there and vote for your leader, emphasize your franchise. Now you're right, make you just promote peace. One more time, when I just listen to the madam of the organization, when I'm Madam Khadija.
Hello to the youth of our beloved Mama Salon. This is the voice of United for Salon. The presidential election for the Republic of Sierra Leone is around the corner. United for Salon, as we are all aware, is a non-governmental or political organization. However, as a non-profit organization that promotes unity, oneness, peace, alongside with International Day of Peace that is observed or celebrated on September 21st of each year, we find it deemed necessary to remind and encourage each of you as youth of the Republic of Sierra Leone on the importance to also promote these statements mentioned earlier, which are, once again, unity, oneness, and peace. As we, the citizens of the Republic of Sierra Leone, prepares to elect our next president for the Republic of Sierra Leone. Once again, this message serves as an encouragement to promote peace, oneness, and unity. And at this juncture, United for Salon take this opportunity to extend its profound gratitude to you, our listener. As always, United for Salon, thank you. Say yes to peace and no to violence. We thank you.
Waiting the council.
All right. Welcome back. Let's bring the wonderful panelists then back to the floor. The last discussion. What do you guys believe that you learned from today? Wonderful. What do you believe that you learned from today's webinar? Come on in, Madam Ambassador Fatmata Jarai Ba. Come on in and give your own take. Come on in.
I did not get you the next
Yes.
one.
So as we come to a final close, what do you believe you learned from today, and what do you think you want to say to our listener? I'll contribute.
Okay. Yeah. We've done the webinar. Usually, webinar with you, and always you touch my heart actually, because we know I learn a lot.
Thank you.
Even though I know a bit about leadership, but we get different views from different people, and I learn a lot from it. And I think that is great, and it will help people that I'm going to delegate to help them in their own leadership that they're going to take up in the future, and also help us to work with the project and all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I know. Yeah, guys.
Thank United for Salon and you in this school. I believe with you better. It's better with you. Thank you.
I'm humble. We're grateful to you as well. I receive that with humility. Thank you so much, and God bless you for all that you do each day to make that difference in the lives of Sierra Leone, and of course, you are also going to bless the world with that beauty in you and that talent in you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's hear from Ambassador Coker. Come on in. Oh, so sorry. Your device is on mute. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yes, okay.
It was really nice to get to hear from other people's views, their perspective, how they see things. Not only have I've been seeing it, I've been visioning my own ideas. So I really feel good. Now I've learned a lot about leadership, the skills the leadership possess, other than my own views. So I'll put all of them into practice. And for the viewers and listeners, I just want to appreciate you all for being with us. I know everybody has their own busy schedule, but you make out time to be with us, you sacrifice. So it's really good to know that you guys, from the start, you wanted to know what we're about, and you took your time to listen. And I've been checking the Facebook in and out. I see people are commenting. So it's really good that you took out time to listen. God will bless you all. And for you, Madam Khadija, I am overwhelmed to finally get to see your beautiful face.
You're too kind.
I just want to say thank you, and I'm looking forward to more and more conferences where I'll be able to talk more and
share ideas. Thank you.
I'm humble. Thank you so much. Yes, you're a blessing as well. Thank you so very much for the sacrifice you make for Salone and the various community. And I know that your talent also will bless the world, not only Sierra Leone. It's the reason why we will continue to engage each other. We learn from each other. You guys understand that I also learn from you guys in effort to become better, in effort for us to learn from the mistakes that our elders are making so that we cannot repeat those mistakes. Thank you so much. You're greatly appreciated, equally as that of our ambassador Fatmata Ba. Let's hear from Mr. Ambassador Daniel. Come on in. What have you learned from today, or what else would you want to contribute to today's topic?
All right. Good evening, guys. Once again, my sincere apologies for the outbreak. I never knew it's going to be a very lengthy conversation from everyone. So I was hoping it's going to just shortly of an hour or so, but I see that the strength of the conversation because it begins to widen itself and it's highly interesting. So from my own view, or what I could equally perceive from this conversation of, or should I say the round table of African young leaders coming together to share their opinions on leadership and other perspectives. I see that we can actually have one voice. We can actually have one voice, and we can actually maintain one voice as Africans and as Black. And this one voice can actually bring oneness to culture, oneness to ethics, oneness to belief, oneness to religion, oneness to ideas, oneness to vision, oneness to everything we do as Africans. And as well as we are connected electronically across borders and across other countries, I believe also our ideas can also come together to formulate a stability, a ground that can help the vision of the that it has become in the time. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a blessing to the entire team. Thank you for making the ultimate sacrifice at a very critical moment when we were left with no other option but to reach out for that help. Thank you for being that leader that we can depend on, and obviously you obviously live up to expectation. Thank you. You're greatly appreciated, and we know that you're not only going to be a blessing to Nigeria, but to the world at large. Thank you. Thank you. Come on in, Ambassador Abdul. Yes, Ambassador Abdul Banya. Come on in.
And once again, I want to say thank you to you, Mami Khadija too, for that great opportunity given us. And I just want to thank my director also, Ambassador Foyo, because it's a wonderful man to me. Yeah. And I'm so happy because I've learned a lot. I've learned about leadership, you know. And I'm also happy again to be in this house, you know, meeting different people, you know, people from Nigeria, people from Kenya, and people from all over the world. And I'm so happy also to meet you, Mama Khadija too, our mother.
I love that. It's either Khadijatu, Kadiatu, Khadija. Everything goes. I love it. Anyway, thank you also. Thank you for being so patient, because I know the last webinar you were not able to be part of it, and you have been extremely patient with calling me back and forth, back and forth. Exactly. I'm glad you are part of this one now, and you'll be part of the one on Wednesday as well. Exactly. You will be a blessing to the Republic of Sierra Leone, and our hope is also to be blessing of the world. Thank you so much, Mr. Banya. Thank you. Having said that, We want to take this opportunity
Thank
to
you.
say thank you so much to each and every one of the panelists. Unfortunately, because of the constraint in terms of the internet, some of them has unfortunately dropped. We want to say thank you guys so much, and we look forward to more interaction. And today it was more of like a repeat, so that way we can fast forward for the new members, and we continue. We pray that this number will multiply, and we'll have other significant topic on the days ahead to discuss. Thank you guys for being a blessing to the world at large. Having said that, again, thank you also to our listeners, the members of this platform. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We pray that the Almighty God bless each and every one of us. God bless the Republic of Nigeria, the Republic of Sierra Leone, the Republic of Kenya, the Republic of Guinea, the Republic of Liberia. Everywhere there is a human being, may the Almighty God bless each and every one of us in our country. May God bless the United States of America. God bless once again the Republic of Sierra Leone, the Republic of Sierra Leone. Once again, this is Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. We hope that today's lesson will be a blessing to not only where we find ourselves, but to the world at large. Until next time, once again, Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. Bye. Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television.
D12 on the beat. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me, I jump over it. They will see it. I said that way, yeah, yeah. So you forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. You forced to let me. You not let me say you forced to let me. Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When Jehovah bless you, no man can curse you. When I can go away with eat you. And when I feed it, it will hurt. Oh, yeah. When I need it, it will ju. Yes, all I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. Born to win. I say I was born to win. Born to win. I say you was born to win, yeah. All I do was win, 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 win. All I do was win, 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 win. I say I jump over it. The whole you did by me.
Welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television.